Hey, welcome back to the lecture. So in this lecture, let's learn how to input a string with space character in between. Before that, let's revisit our scanf functionality once again. So for that, let's ask the user to enter three numbers. How do you read three numbers from the user? Let's create three variables for that. So let's say int a, b, c. And you know that you can just use scanf with multiple format specifiers like %d, %d, right? And you can use and a, and b, and c. Let's print numbers are %d, %d, %d/n, a, b, c. Let's see what happens. All right, now let's run this. Enter three numbers. How do you enter? A user may enter like this: 1 space 2 space 3, right? So the input was successful. So now A carries 1, B carries 2, C carries 3, right? So if you observe this, what scanf did, it actually ignored this space character, right? So that's the behavior of scanf. So it actually ignores the white space characters like space and form feed, new line, etc. So now let's run once again. I'm going to give the number like this: 1, there's a big gap, 2, another big gap, 3. Now what do you think the values of A, B, and C? Still it is correct. A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3. The scanf was successful, right? So that means it doesn't care about these white space characters, right? Let's run once again. So this time I'm going to give 1, couple of spaces, 2, couple of spaces, 3. And here it is. Still the read was successful, right? So here the white space character was /n or new line, isn't it? So that's the behavior of the scanf. So it doesn't care about the in-between white space characters. So that's why you cannot read a string which has a space in between. But there are alternative ways by which we can achieve a reading of complete string. One method is, so now let's address that issue. Let's write a program to read first name and last name of a user. So for that, let me create character arrays for first name. So let's give 30 bytes to it. And let me create another array, name 30. So after that, what I'm going to do is let's ask the user to enter a name, enter your full name. So if I use scanf here, %s f name, let me read like that. And if I use printf, your name is %s/n, and let me write f name here. So if I run this program, here you can see that if I type Ram space Kumar, it doesn't take this word, right? Now what you can do is you can use another %s here, just like the earlier example where we used %d 3 times, isn't it? So for this %s, you use name. So your name is %s space %s. So you can write f name, name. You can do something like this. So it is kind of a tedious method, right? So now let me enter John Smith. So here you can see that now you can process something like this. But the thing is, you couldn't able to store this whole string in one array, right? So it is now split into two arrays. So you can use memcopy techniques or string concatenation techniques to make it as a one string. So, but there is one trick. The trick is to use the scansets of scanf function. So that is something called scanset. So that's why we have to use something called scanset of a scanf function. Scanset is actually an argument which is mentioned between this %sign and the letter s. So here you have to create a square bracket, and this is what we call as scanset. Here you have to mention the argument. So these are different examples. Let's learn how to use the scanset. Let's go back to our earlier example. And here, let's use only one array to store the entire string. Let me call it as name. So enter your full name. Let's use only %s and name. So your name is %s. So let's maintain only one array. Here, let's give the scanset. So open the square bracket. Let's see one example. So now let's read all the characters what user enters until there is a character S in the string. So if you want to give such a condition to scanf, you can use a exponent symbol, so or a caret symbol. So this is a caret symbol or an exponent symbol, and let's use the letter, let's say S or R or A, whatever. So now let's see how this scanf behaves. Let's run. So I'm going to enter some string. So let's say, hello, how are you? And my name is Ram. So now look at the output. The scanf actually read all these characters until it met with the letter S. So according to the scanset. So the meaning of this is read till there is a letter S. So read all the input characters until there is a letter S. So that's why scanf read everything up to the occurrence of the first S, isn't it? That is here. After that, everything is ignored. That's why you got this result. Now apply this logic to /n. So that means read all the characters until there is a new line character. So that's why if you give this scanset, then scanf would read all the characters. So it doesn't matter whether it is a space character or something else. So until the scanf encounters the new line character, it reads everything, right? So that's why we can use this technique of scanset. Let's try. Here you can see that, hello, how are you? My name is Kiran. So I don't know whether it crosses this array bound or not. You should be careful. So now this works. Now you can see that everything is read into one single array, isn't it? Using the technique of scanset.